Throughout history, there have been a lot of players that have all the talent in the world but couldn't fulfill their potential due to many reasons. Most of these instances are due to injuries, but some of them are due to the attitude of the player that has let them down. Hello and welcome to the channel. Today, we will be talking all about Mohamed Ihattaren. From his upbringing and his private life, to the ups and downs of his short yet eventful football career up till now. I know you must be wondering, what are these ups and downs I'm talking about? Well, stick around till the end as we answer these questions more as we delve into the various intricacies surrounding the highly controversial young footballer. Without further ado, let us begin. Okay, so first things first. Before we talk about Mohamed Ihattaren's football career and his ups and downs, mostly downs if I am being totally honest, let us first talk about his upbringing and how he began his career. This will give you a much better idea to understand his personality, character, and overall career, which will help you eventually to better understand the ups and downs later in his career. I am being honest with you, in summary, which has been marked by incredible talent, early success, and a series of setbacks. Okay, enough spoilers, let us begin with his upbringing. Well, Ihattaren was born on February 12, 2002, in Utrecht, Netherlands, to Moroccan parents. Yes, not many people knew he was born in the Dutch lands. However, he did have a somewhat similar upbringing as his parents, as he grew up in the Canalein Island district, which has a predominantly Moroccan population. And we all know how Moroccans are crazy about football. No wonder they knocked out Portugal out of the World Cup. Anyhow, along with the fact he was living in the Netherlands, football was something he grew up around. In fact, his father was also a football fanatic and enrolled his son at the local football club SV Houten in 2009. As you can imagine, he was thrust into football at a young age. Well, from there, the young baller didn't look back. Ihattaren's ball skills, dribbling, and vision were evident at SV Houten under the tutelage of Henry Vermeulen. Coaches had already started to rate him highly from a young age, and many of his trainers and peers had predicted that he would go on to great things in the sport. His play style was compared to that of Dutch-Moroccan footballer Ibrahim Afellay, earning him the moniker Ibi. Chants of Ibi had become a common occurrence in many of his matches. This early exposure paved the way for Ihattaren's professional football career. However, as you can imagine, for any player, it is quite hard to succeed in football, given the crazy competition out there. Pure talent is not enough. You need to work hard. Well, that is exactly what Ihattaren did, and his breakthrough came as a PSV Eindhoven youth product, where he had been since 2010. His skill with the ball had caught the attention of the scouts and coaches at PSV, and as a result, he signed his first professional contract with PSV on March 28, 2018. Now, this was a big deal for the young baller, but he still had a long way to go. After training with the first team for a few months, Ihattaren made his professional debut on January 26, 2019, in a 2-1 Eredivisie win over FC Groningen. The fact that his debut made him the fourth youngest player to wear the PSV jersey demonstrates his immense talent and the limitless potential had in the future. From that point forth, Ihattaren didn't look back, and his meteoric rise continued in the 2018-19 season. Given his young age, it was understandable that he couldn't feature in a lot of matches, which is why he appeared for both the first team and the reserve team, Jong PSV. This exposure was quite helpful as he scored his first senior goal with Jong PSV. But his real break came in the following season. In fact, 2019-20 was the season the world came to know of him, as he became the youngest player in Eredivisie history to score from a penalty kick after scoring against Heracles Almelo and Fortuna Sittard. Now that is one amazing achievement. Many players would party all night after such a breakthrough, but it was quite a sad affair for the young Ihattaren. Tragically, he lost his father during this time, which had really affected his mental health. However, he didn't let it affect his game, and even dedicated one of his goals to his late father's memory. One would think that after such an amazing start to his young career, Ihattaren would be destined for great things, and his career would exponentially grow. But things took a sudden turn during the 2020-21 season, when Ihattaren, who had become a common name in the starting line by now, was demoted to the bench. There was no evident issue in his game. The only possible explanation is that he had locked horns with new head coach Roger Schmidt. This was the start of his long history of disciplinary issues. We will shortly talk about this in great detail. Well, things didn't look good for the young player, and tensions between him and Schmidt boiled over. Now, when such things occur, after a talk between the player and the coach, which always includes an apology from the player, things smoothen out. However, I don't know what was wrong with Ihattaren that he was bent on opposing the coach, and as a result, he was fired from the team for disciplinary reasons on July 31, 2021, adding to the perception that he was a troubled player. Some of you might argue that this was just a one-time thing, and given his immense talent, he will find another club. But the thing with such a thing is that teams mostly avoid you, as such a player can disrupt the atmosphere in the dressing room. The label of a troubled player can really affect your place. Young Ihattaren might not have known at that point, but he will shortly learn how devastating it will be for his career. Well, as it turned out, his talent did indeed supersede his disciplinary issues, and much to everyone's surprise, Ihattaren joined Serie A giants Juventus on August 31, 2021. We all know how Juventus loves a free signing. That is why I guess they bet on the young player. However, it turned out to be a bad bet, as his time with the Italian club was marred by difficulties. Again, this was due to his disciplinary issues. Furthermore, he also struggled to adapt after being loaned to Sampdoria, and reports of behavioral issues again surfaced. In the end, he couldn't adjust in both clubs, despite being the perfect one to further elevate his career. Things got so bad that Ihattaren found himself in a difficult situation after returning to the Netherlands for personal reasons, having only made one bench appearance for Sampdoria. It almost seemed like his career was more or less over. However, again the young talent continued to strive to save his career, and against all odds, managed a move to Ajax on loan from Juventus. This was the move through which he aimed to seek redemption from his reputation of being a troubled player and a flop at many clubs. However, the same thing happened. Manager Erik ten Hag expressed disappointment about his physical condition and attitude. In all honesty, ten Hag might have been the best manager to be coached under, as we all know how he demands professionalism, and really is a hardliner it comes to discipline. His recent axing of Sancho from the club that he coaches now, Manchester United, shows that he doesn't care how big or popular a player is. He will freeze them out of his team if they don't follow the rules. But despite being warned and experiencing such issues in the past, despite knowing he was on a short straw when it came to his reputation, he still didn't stop the disciplinary issues. However, Ten Hag's coaching somewhat worked, as despite initial setbacks, Ihattaren returned to Jong Ajax in April 2022, his first competitive game in nearly a year. Despite a small improvement in his temperament, Ajax declined to exercise the purchase option on Ihattaren's contract, implying a bleak future. This was really his last chance at making it big with a European club, and he missed his chance not due to his hard work or talent, but just because of his disciplinary issues. He was notified on October 31, 2022, that his loan was set to expire on January 3, 2023. You can bet his hopes for being an international superstar had been wiped, and despite his young age, the player must have more or less given up on his dreams after so many failed transfers with many clubs. Well, after such a failure, no one was surprised when Ihattaren mutually terminated his contract with Juventus on July 28, 2023, becoming a free agent. He wasn't getting any football experience, and he needed that to change his reputation as a player. On August 1, 2023, he signed a 4-year contract with Turkish Super League club Samsunspor. The club seemed like a good platform for a comeback. But yet again, his personality became a hindrance, and the deal fell through 2 days later due to unacceptable demands. Now Ihattaren is playing with Czech First League club Slavia Prague, after he signed a 1-year contract on December 4, 2023, with an option for a 3-year extension. Let's hope things turn out differently for once highly touted youngsters. Now that you have learned about his career, it isn't obvious what the reason for the player's downfall is. Talent alone is not enough to become a big player. You need to be disciplined, work hard, be on time, and follow a fixed set of rules. It doesn't matter if you are an amazing player or are better than the rest. You need to follow the same rules as everyone else. Such disciplinary issues can really chokehold your otherwise stellar career. But that is not all that made Ihattaren a troubled player. Did you know that apart from his disciplinary issues, he also faced intense scrutiny after being accused of having ties to the Dutch criminal underworld, particularly the Mocro Maffia? Now, such an affiliation is like killing your own career, as it really shows what kind of person you are. As you can imagine, the world strongly reacted to this, and death threats were made on social media in response to his alleged associations and connections. That is exactly why Ajax didn't sign him permanently from Juve, despite him showing signs of talent and improvement in his demeanor. In fact, that was the reason they terminated his contract. But the story surrounding his downfall in his career. Besides the disciplinary issues and his affiliation with a criminal ring, Ihattaren was also arrested in Amsterdam on February 12, 2023, on charges of domestic abuse against his girlfriend. Now that is again something that really destroys your career. We all know the story of Mason Greenwood and how his domestic abuse really set back his career years. Sure, you might say that he was released 2 days later, but he was still being investigated as a suspect. That alone could tarnish your image. In the end, I would just like to say that Mohamed Ihattaren's story is one of undeniable talent, undeniable struggles, and a relentless pursuit of redemption. His journey through multiple clubs, disciplinary issues, and personal controversies highlights the complex nature of a young footballer navigating the challenges of fame, success, and personal demons. Some people have said this string of behavioral issues was due to the passing of his father. While we cannot say for sure, I would urge the footballing community to give this young player another chance, as a talent like his doesn't come often. Let's hope he turns over a new leaf as he embarks on a new chapter with Slavia Prague and finally gets his career back on track. Thanks for taking the time to watch our video. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a new video from us. If you did enjoy the video, give it a like and leave a comment. And if you have any suggestions or requests, let us know in the comments. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one.